Okay, so we've had a problem with door 4 where it's not quite closing. And it was really difficult to lock and everything, so I was thinking that it was probably the hinges. Then I looked at the hinges, which look like this. Yeah. How do I access that? Not 100% sure, given that even on the inside, they're fully concealed. But then I actually looked at where the door closes, and on the frame it looks kind of like pretty bashed up. So as you can see, there's a nice little gap happening here, and I was thinking that maybe, you know, this was all bent, and I was thinking that maybe somebody tried to break in, but then I was also thinking that, you know, there's quite a lot of space here. The plate was a little bit loose, so all I've done is I've actually tried to straighten this section here with some pliers and straighten it out because it was pretty crooked. This is all a little bit bashed, but now fancy that. So that's good. But the better part of it is that once I find my keys, it locks with ease. So something as simple as just fixing this. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to wood putty this in, and I'm going to come in and give it a little bit of support so that it doesn't, you can see how flexible that is. That is not a good thing. So I'm going to support that, wood putty it, let that dry, sand that back, and we should be fine. Nothing to do with the hinges, thank God, because there's no way that I could get to the hinges. It all had to do with the actual latch. I'm just trying to upload last night's video because our internet has been all over the place. So I just want to quickly, briefly run you through what I'm doing so that I can leave the camera and do what it needs to do, and hopefully the video is uploaded and I can post that pretty soon. So back to these holes in the walls. So I am just going to sand those and paint those today and putty anything that I need to. So in each of the rooms, like that all needs to be sanded back and painted. Hopefully this one's not as dry as that. Yeah, that's good. That's better. Yeah, so everything's going to get painted today. I also just wanted to show you how magnificent all of the plants are starting to look. This one here was on death's door. I'm hoping by planting it and watering it, it's still got a little bit of greenery to it, but I'm hoping that I can save it. Otherwise, it'll go into the plant graveyard. Don't think I showed you these pots, but I spray painted these pots to try and make this a little bit more uniform, and then cut into them with a Stanley knife so that the color was revealed, but the texture was the same on all of the pots. So there's a little bit of green, a little bit of red, a little bit of purple, and a little bit of yellow. That looks much better. They're just gorgeous. All of the patches have been painted with a first coat, and I've even started to paint the plugs so they kind of blend in a little bit, and that's just a first coat on them. So I'm actually going to go over them with some of my art brushes because they're much softer. But it is looking much better in each room. There were some extra holes that I needed to patch as well, and that's blended in quite well. Can hardly even see it. That has been painted as well. So it's a much cleaner, nicer look. To go and get a bucket that's going to be suitable for the skim coat to go on the walls so I can start doing that. I don't kind of have a bucket for it that's right, that will also work for the fresco once I'm ready to do that. So I'm going to hit two birds with one stone, go up and get a proper bucket, and then come back and hopefully start doing a bit of a skim coat on each of the walls that have had the lights removed, so that I can then paint them a colour. It is time to prep for skimming the walls. So we have the skim coat here, and I've just been breaking up the lumps in preparation for water. So this wall is going to be the first one that I'm going to do, and my hope is that I just put a bit of a texture in there, a little bit more of a smoother surface, blend in a few things that are around in preparation for painting. Stage one is complete. One of the bags I have finished. So this whole wall needs to be done. I know, I feel the same. But the finish is really good. Slightly textured. I'm really happy with that slightly textured look. I actually quite like the color too. This is kind of the color that I want. So hopefully, depending on how it dries, it may dry white, but I think because of the bathroom color, let's turn on the light again, wherever that is. There you go. That's the bathroom color. So that's really kind of the color I want. If I can't get that color, if it's not going to stay that color, then I will paint it that color, because it does look like from the very edges where it's drying, like here, it might either go a light or it might go white, but we'll see tomorrow and have a look and continue the process. Let's check out room 6 and see how it's drying. Oh, let's have a look. So here we have it. As it's drying, it's not white, but it's drying to, you know, this off-white color. I think I still need to paint it though, because I'm not 100% sure about that color yet. It'll take a little while, so we shall see. I will continue with this today. Okay, it is time to install soap dispensers. This is instead of actually having soap, which will be so much more hygienic. So I have drilled the pilot holes and put in the plugs, and so now I am going to screw that all together and we will have a soap dispenser in place. Then clean up, clearly. Here we are, in place. Lovely little things for washing hands, out of the way, no soap. And we are also going to be replacing the door handles. So I've removed the door handles so I can see what I need and take that up. We just want to replace it with a simple handle, so there'll be a little bit of work on the doors, no doubt, and a little bit of patching to happen. Well, That's okay. Probably just a little bit more painting to do. We've just been to the hardware to get some new door fittings, and we have these ones here. It's just going to be a really simple matter of replacing that, but clearly there's some holes that I need to patch. Plus I need to fix all the way around here to make sure that that is nice. But I'm thinking what I'm going to end up doing is painting a stripe down the actual door in the accent color that I'm going to do on the walls. But first of all, I need to install this to make sure that it works properly. I've already taken the rose cover off, and I'm just going to screw them in place just to make sure that we're all good. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be pretty simple. The world's tiniest screws. Clearly there's going to be some patching and painting to do, as I've said, so this is really just to make sure that... Oops. Maybe I'll be there first. Let's see if I can get this to bite. I'm going to have to like putty everything, so we'll just do that. We'll fit that on and screw it. I would drill pilot holes if I was doing this properly, but I'm just going to screw straight in because it's just to make sure. Essentially, that'll go over the top. I'm not going to push it on because I've got to get this off. So yeah, nice clean door handle. Doesn't need a lock, so this needs to be filled, that needs to be filled, and that needs to be filled. Then this all needs to be sanded down. As I was saying, I'm thinking that I'll do a stripe. So from this edge to this edge, I'll just do a stripe in the colour of the room, and voila. Clearly, I'll fill you in as I putty everything up and do it all, but we'll just add that to the list of jobs that need to be done.